Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending upon where you are. My name is Jim Kepler, and I'm the owner of Adams Press in Chicago. I want to welcome everyone who's with us here this morning, and particularly those who are with us via WebEx and telephone. With me is Peter Martens, the author of the new management book titled The Quest for Excellence. Exceptional performance using real process thinking. As most of you know, Peter is based in Belgium, and he and his family are here with us this morning. We're happy to have them all with us. And Peter has come to Chicago for the official release of his new book, and I'm happy to present it to him.
Thanks a lot, Jim.
You're very welcome.
Thanks a lot. I'm really proud and excited to be an author, that I can call myself an author now. And I have to say the honor is really at our side to be here in Chicago. I brought family, friends to be present here and to be part of this event. And I'm thrilled about the book and the release of the book today. So thanks very much.
Well, we at Adams Press are very happy to have partnered with you in the creation of the book. And tell our audience a bit about why you wanted to write the book.
Yeah, in fact, it's going back a long time already, more than 15 years by now. I think it all started in South Africa, where I was part of a greenfield launch, and this launch was so intensive and informative that I told my management team at the time that one day I would put my experiences on paper, and so I did in the meantime. But since then I had so many other nice experiences, great experiences in other parts of the world that I learned a lot, and I learned that in particular the importance that cultures play and that behaviors play when you want to move companies and organizations to a higher level of business excellence. And having lived in different parts of the world, we lived in South Africa, in France, in Germany, and in the UK. We really learned how important it is, how leadership plays a role in bringing the right atmosphere and the right framework together to empower people to go the extra mile. And I always ask myself the question, why can suddenly things go suddenly wrong, and why is it that only a few leaders are reaching this level of world-class excellence? And why only a few companies are really coming to the real level of true business excellence? So I started formulating and documenting my ideas on paper, and putting these elements on paper that needs to be present in an organization to reach that level of business excellence.
When did you actually start writing the book, and how did you find time to do it?
Oh, I started writing. It's funny. I started writing it in the weekends, but rapidly discovered that when you write this on a part-time basis, it would never work. It's just too much. It takes too much time. So when I had the opportunity to form my own business, which was always an objective of myself, I really made a commitment to spend full time to bring the book together. So I spent it an awful time in 2010 to bring it together. And I'm really proud today that I can touch it, that I can feel it, that I have it in my hands. And I'm using it in my consultancy firm with my customers.
Mm-hmm. Good. Well, we've partnered with a number of different authors working on a number of different subject topics, and everyone has a different methodology for bringing their book together. What was yours? How did you actually develop it and put it together?
Yeah, it's a long story, but what I can say today here to all of you that is writing a book it's a real interesting endeavor, and but it's a challenging at the same time. I think it took me 5 times more time that I anticipated in the beginning, and as you know, Jim, I always wanted to write it in English, and I was looking for an American firm. Which I found in Chicago, because you Americans are great business people, and they are the best management books for me are in the States. So I found Adams Press in Chicago, and we started working together, and I enjoyed it working together with Adams Press, by the way, and I always will remember the weekly telephone calls we had together, which happened to be very late for me in the evening at 11 o'clock, and I could never sleep again afterwards. So excited I was thinking about the next steps. But I have to say, as a starting author, I had to learn a lot, and you teach me a lot in what is important to bring that book together. So thanks for that.
Well, one big benefit was having Skype available. So, we made it together, working together. Tell our audience a bit about what's actually in the book. What's the content of the book?
Yeah, I really wanted to tell a story, and I really wanted that the book was really well readable. So not too long. It needed to be lean, so it's not too thick. I wanted to tell the story in 100 pages. At the end, we came out with 150. We needed 10-20 pages for the foreword, the introduction, and then I needed 30 pages for leadership, already indicating how important leadership is to reach business excellence in an organization. But in fact, the story is a 100-page story. It's pretty lean. It looks good. It feels good. But we will not go that way. But I'm really excited about the cover. When you look to the cover, and Tom, who is with us here, Tom Kepler, your son, who is with us here today, did do an excellent job. So what is the cover telling us? It's a big red ball, which is lost in a labyrinth or in a maze, because there are a lot of twists and turns to reach an end goal. And in fact, this is also happening in business, where business leaders want to bring their organization to a higher level of performance, to become more efficient and effective, to reach that true level of business excellence. And a lot of times they are lost on their way, and that's where the comparison comes in. And that's how we came to our titles, to our title, from leaders just being on the journey to excellence, on the quest to excellence. So we called it the quest for excellence. So in fact, it's a guide. It's a guide for business leaders in the world who wants to put their organization to higher levels of performance, to become more effective and efficient in an organization, and to reach better business results. And that's where the subtitle comes from: exceptional performance using real process thinking, because I really strongly believe that everything is going back to business processes and to the process elements that are important and that you need to have, that you need to be present in an organization.
Well, I know that you've been using the book for the past year and a half or so with various clients around the world, and in fact, a number of them have offered comments about the book, very favorable comments about the book. Janine Tummers, the director of Change Office at Fokker Aerostructures in the Netherlands, has said the PM model is the most integrated and complete approach in which process management, leadership, people, information structure, strategy, and the basics are linked to each other in a very practical way. What have been some of the reactions that you've had from people who have followed your process and and have read some advanced copies of the manuscript?
Yeah, I had very good comments, of course, but I don't want to be self-serving here. But for the people who will buy the book, they can read it themselves. I'm really happy that these people form my valuable customer base throughout Europe, and
Well,
where
rather
I'm.
than have you be self-serving, and let me read one. That's a comment from Jean-Paul Tayson, who's the CEO of Carglass Velux. I invite all of you to read Peter's book, and even more importantly, apply its principles and to achieve not only business excellence for your organization, but also professional and personal delight. I think that's a marvelous statement from one of your clients.
Yeah, that's excellent. And how lucky can you be that you have Jean-Paul, who did write the foreword, who is the CEO of a big company, and who is heading that company as the CEO, and who is a personal friend, and who is a benchmark within the region, because Jean-Paul with his company got a lot of awards. He was nominated the Business Excellence Manager of the Year in Belgium last year. This year he got the European Award. So he seems to do very well in what he tries to accomplish. So it's very nice, and I'm happy that my customers are happy with what the book can offer them as well. So it's great. They're very nice words.
They are indeed. They are indeed. You're fortunate to have such friends. So what can a reader expect to see when he or she opens the book and begins going through?
Yeah, it all starts, of course, you mentioned Jean-Paul Thijssen already, the CEO of Carglass. And Jean-Paul was so kind to write the foreword. And in fact, he's giving his personal perspective on what business excellence is all about. And I know that Jean-Paul has his hockey stick is really that you need to reach the level of delight for your employees, for your customers, and for your stakeholders at the same time. And that's also a principle I'm explaining in the book itself. So it starts with the foreword of Jean-Paul, and with that, Jean-Paul is setting the scene from what you can expect in the book. But what I really try to explain in the book is what I call my process management model, which is the PM model. It seems to be the same initials of my name, so I'm lucky with that. But the process model again is trying to give a guidance to business leaders what they have to do and in which order to reach that level of business excellence. And yeah, you were showing the dart, and in fact the red ball is becoming the red bull's eye, and we are using the dartboard in the book to explain how you can reach that true level of business excellence in 4 stages. So the bull's eye, once again, is the highest level you can reach on business excellence. And then we have 4 stages you have to go through. It's the stage of organizational excellence, process excellence, operational excellence, and quality excellence that you have to reach and to implement first before you can reach the middle point, which is business excellence. And again, Tom did an excellent job on his graphics here. But we try to guide the reader throughout the book where he is and what he can expect. And in fact, it's a reflection of different models and cultures that needs to be available in an organization to reach that level of business excellence. When you implement the models, you create process elements that needs to be present in an organization. These process elements are creating the culture that needs to be there, and once you have the culture, you can reach that excellence level. And one of the first, just an example, one of the first cultures you need to have in an organization is a change culture. So the people will see this throughout the book. How it works. It's a 20-step approach, so indicating that by following 20 steps you can reach business excellence. Isn't that great? It sounds pretty easy. And throughout the book, we are making the comparison with a pilot, with his plane and the staff crew, because I really personally believe that this industry, the aerospace industry, has proven that they are at the highest level of performance. There are not too many planes who come down, and the pilots and its crew are really showing these leadership behaviors and principles that needs to be present in an organization as well. So we thought it's a good comparison to make throughout the book.
Yeah, using the metaphor of the plane and the pilot really helps illustrate what you're saying, and you have a great deal of detail in the book, but can you talk a bit about a methodology for keeping track of new business or of business processes?
Yeah, when you start your own business, Jim, you have to become a salesman as well a little bit, and while showing and guiding business leaders throughout the book what they have to do. I didn't want to give everything away, so I also developed a type of measurement system, which I call the PMX values. Again, P standing for process, M standing for management, and X standing for excellence, which is in fact a measurement system which leaders can use in their organization to measure themselves, where they are on their quest for excellence, where they are on their journey. And while the 20 steps are pretty straightforward and easy, I never said that it is very easy to reach business excellence as an organization. And in my measurement model, I'm talking about more than 400 process elements that needs to be available in an organization when you want to reach that level. And I'm really proud that I developed that PMX values, because I have a quality background, and in the quality world you also talk about Six Sigma levels, and I really try to make the link between PMX values, Six Sigma values that you need to have, and the level of satisfaction or dissatisfaction or delight you are reaching for your employees, for your customers, and for your shareholders. So based on my experience, there is a real comparison and guidance for the business leaders, and it's a type of health check that they can use.
So we have a lean book that is the personification of lean thinking, huh?
Yes, I hope so.
Well, the folks here with us have gained some perspective about your book now, and particularly those joining us via WebEx and telephone. What can people expect from the book, and more importantly, how can they obtain a copy of the book?
Yeah, I'm really lucky, because a lot of people showed already interest in the book, and what I will do, we will go home and we will take as many books as possible with us on the plane, and once we arrive home I will start distributing them, of course.
You're going to be very muscular when you get home, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they're pretty heavy when you bring them together, but I hope to take a few hundred with me. Again, I will send them around, but the easiest thing for people is to go to my website, www.pmexecutivesolutions.com, and
in the back of the book.
In the back of the book, yes.
But and you have to get the book first before you can get to the back of the book.
So I hope you will buy it, you will read it, and then we will send it to you as soon as possible.
Again, the website is www.pmexecutivesolutions.com. Peter, I know that you've talked with a great number of people along the way in this adventure. Would you like to say something about them?
Yes, thanks, Jim. I really would like to take the opportunity to thank some folks. In the first place, There are a lot of people who are important for me in my life, and I dedicated the book to them. So I dedicated them to my mom and dad, to my wife and my children, my family, my brother, sister, my family, the family of my wife, and the many friends. But I also would like to thank the people who were instrumental in bringing this book together. And in the first place, I would like to thank Paul. Paul, I know you are somewhere online. Without you, I would have never managed it. The time, the dedication, and the energy you brought in to help me out was great. And I know you are still on another mission, but I'm really looking forward already to work with you in the future. Once you are freed up from your mission to teach and coach business leaders throughout the world, and to go on that path together again. And so thanks a lot again. And then the Keplers family, Jim. I really enjoyed working with Adams Press in Chicago. I think you are.
And we with you.
I think you are a really professional company. And in the first place there, I would like to thank Anne. And it was a real pleasure to work with you. I really enjoyed it, and you added so much more value with the rewrite to the book. So thanks a lot. Jim, yourself, your coordination, your support, your guidance, your explanations, your help helped me a lot.
Nudging.
Helped me a lot. Yeah, it was needed. Helped me a lot throughout the book. And once back in Europe, I will promote Adams Press Chicago to everybody who wants to hear it, and your professionalism. And then Tom, your son, Tom, I already told you you are clearly the son of your parents in the way you do your job. You bring in the perfection in your job, and the website layouting and the graphics on the book are just perfect. So thanks a lot. But I would also like to thank, of course, Jean-Paul Thijssen. Jean-Paul, it's a pity you couldn't be with us. I know you are in Spain, but and it's a pity that you couldn't call in, but because I know you wanted to say a few words as well. But we will call you afterwards. Thanks for bringing your perspective on paper. Thanks for writing the foreword and showing the people the way, so what they can expect in the book. Thanks a lot for that. But then I also would like to thank some people present here. In the first place, my family, Anne, Philip, Peter, Jan, and Sophie. Getting a little bit emotional now. Thanks for the time you gave me. It was really good. And perhaps I'm too tired here. But also our friends Ludo, Gertie, Simon, thanks for being present here. Ludo, I know you are a very busy businessman. You as well now you are elected as the new president of the Lions Bruegel Club. You are very busy, so the fact that you are here means a lot to us. So thanks a lot.
I'd like to offer some thanks to Paul as well, because working with Paul has made our task at Adams Press considerably easier. And I'm sorry that Jean-Paul can't be with us, at least in voice today, but our system just wouldn't allow it. And I'll add one other thank you to Reno Lovison, who is our technical guru and has put together the WebEx broadcast this morning. So this essentially concludes our WebEx book launch. Is there anything further you'd like to add?
Yeah, hey, I would like to thank everybody online on the WebEx. It's great that you joined. It's really well appreciated. And I hope you will buy the book. I hope you will enjoy reading the book. It's really for these people who are in business independently what type of business you are in. Is it a production environment, service environment, a bank, a government institution? This is the recipe to follow when you want to reach that level of business excellence. And I hope you have fun reading it, and more importantly, I hope you will apply it in your private and professional life. And that's why I would like to finish with the words of Vincent Lombardi, who is saying, "The quality of a person's life is in direct proportion to their commitment to excellence, regardless of their chosen field of endeavor." So when you are not convinced yet about what I'm preaching in the book, Vincent Lombardi is telling it you as well. So thanks a lot for joining.
Even more succinct than Vince Lombardi, Stefan Rautenhaus of Quality Enrichment Technology in Germany has said, "Spot on, it's great." And I think that's a wonderful testimony for you. Well, it's a beautiful day here in Chicago. The sun is shining, it's warm, and all of the terrible storms have passed us by. So I think we'll wind up our WebEx presentation. Thank all of you for coming, those of you who are here, those of you who are overseas, listening throughout Europe and around the world. And we're going to go pop a bottle of champagne.
That's how we do these things in Belgium, Jim. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much for listening.
Thanks a lot, Jim.
Thank you.